Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of the James and Shaak Show. Uh, we have a special guest tonight. We have John, the Star Wars dad, and we have live entertainment from our Cantina house band. Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Jamming to a little Cantina.
I hear you.
Thank you for joining, John. Thank you. I hear a little echo. I don't know if that's you or me. Thank you for joining, John. Thank you. I hear a little echo. I don't know. You get it?
Yeah, that should be better.
Thank you for live entertainment from Bark and Dan and the Cantina House Band. Round of applause. Thank you. How you been, John? Good to see you, buddy.
I can't complain, buddy. It's like 90 degrees down here. The weather's beautiful. The beaches are open. Got pretty girls running around in bikinis. And I pick my son up tomorrow, so life is good.
How is Darth Cody doing?
He's getting big. He's getting really big. And we went to Universal Studios for Christmas, and he had a blast.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I've been wanting to go down there sometime. Probably be next year because I got to get some vacation time for work. But I'm definitely gonna come down and make my rounds and see you and everybody, all my good friends down there. So
well, I'll tell you what. Something I've been working with, like all my YouTube friends here. If you want to do a cruise, cruises right now are cheap as anything. We could get on a 4 or 5 day cruise for like $250 for the ticket.
Okay.
And the only problem is, I know you don't drink anymore, but if you're in a room with someone that drinks and gets the drink package, you would have to get the drink package along with it. So.
Well, as long as I can have the Keurig or the coffee package, I'm good.
I got you.
I'm a major coffee drinker, man.
I am in.
I got my smiley cup. See,
I can drink coffee till about noon in the afternoon. It's got to be Gatorade or water.
Yeah, I drink morning, noon, and night. So. Mr. Fulton Mraz are in the house. Do you want to say anything about your channel? Do you want to mention your channel, John?
Well, I've been pretty much just hit or miss on the channel lately. I haven't done really too much content. Everything that's going on in the nation right now, I've been trying to stay out of it because when I get my son here tomorrow, I want to use what's going on as a teaching moment to him. But I'm disgusted right now with what's going on in the nation. I understand change needs to happen, but at the same time, the rioting and the burning and people outside shooting police, it embarrasses me as an American.
Yeah. Well, I am also, and I have a lot to say about this. Is more of a fun and entertainment stream. We can go into it a little bit. All I have to say is every life matters.
Yes.
And we're all American. I mean, what happened was a tragedy to that poor man and his family, and God bless his family. And but a lot of with the rioting, a lot of lives have been lost. So there's been fires, break-ins to businesses, and it's really sad because somebody's spent their whole life building up their business, and then it's torn apart within a day.
Yeah.
And I'm a business owner myself, so I understand that, but people just really need to come together as Americans and understand that what's happening is in some form is terrorism, with the smashing of the windows of the businesses and smashing up fire department trucks and killing cops, and it's a shame that this is going on, and it's just a small piece of the I mean, there's millions of people protesting, and that are doing it the right way. And there's just a small portion of that are people that are just out to loot and steal from businesses, and those people should be prosecuted. That's how I feel about it. And on that note, we got Shaak in the house.
Hey, what's up?
Hey guys.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, sorry.
JS Slots, thanks for stopping in, brother. I'll be stopping in to check out your stream soon. I've been in the process of moving. I moved from Cleveland to Columbus, so I'm living down a little bit farther south. It's about 5-10 degrees warmer down here.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
I'm glad you're not in Cleveland right now, because Cleveland's bad from what I heard. I have a friend that lives there.
A lot busier.
I am busy.
People drive like maniacs, but there's better opportunities for me down here. But thanks for stopping in, Mr. Fulton Brad. Thanks for stopping in, JS Slots. I appreciate you. And everything cool, Shaak?
Yep.
So with that note, John and I were talking about a serious subject, and we usually do entertainment and fun, but it's a tough time we live in these days, and it's almost wrong not to talk about what's going on. Do you have anything to say about the current events of the world, Shaak?
To me, I'm basically devastated at what's going on. I mean, I've even seen videos on Facebook, and I've seen videos on Twitter, and it's awful. I even seen a video that almost just drove me to tears. It was a young girl, her 22-year-old sister was shot and killed, and I'm like,
oh, that's a shame. That's a tragedy.
James, you and I have a mutual friend, Maze.
Oh yeah.
He lives right there in the middle of Minneapolis.
Oh my God.
Wow.
He actually texted me I think a week ago, and it was telling me everything, and said he had to vacate his home, and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. But I'm actually grateful that he is okay, because I was really worried about him the last few days. But he's been talking to me, and he's been private messaging me on Twitter, so he's okay as far as I know. I've been trying
we talk every day.
Okay.
And it's Minneapolis has just been horrific. That's all I'm going to say. It has been absolutely horrific what's actually going on. there. And Shack, you're lucky because you're not in Nashville. Nashville's pretty bad as far as Tennessee.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I live about 3 hours from Nashville. I'm actually lucky. But I don't. There's not been anything happening here in La Follette, so I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Panama City, Florida, and it's as calm can be here.
Okay,
Thank God.
That's good.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that nothing's happening in your neck of the woods.
I'm glad to hear everybody's healthy and you're all doing good. That's good news. Usually I have a show and tell, and let's see here. I want to do the same thing every time. I wasn't quite ready, but I usually have a show and tell.
Yeah.
But oh well, I'll get something out. If you guys can get something out and show and tell, for everybody to check out, I'm gonna go ahead and get something out. I'll be right back.
Sure. I've got something here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. I can find it. It's a drawing I did. Honoring what is the date today? Today is the 4th of June. A few days ago, it was the late great Christopher Lee's birthday. He would have been 98. So I did a drawing of Christopher Lee. Let me see if I can find the picture. I don't know where at. I'm trying to find it here on my Facebook.
Well, mine, I have no artistic talent whatsoever. I'm not a writer. I can't paint. I can't anything else. My show and tell for the night will be my original 1978 Vader Imperial.
Man,
It is the original.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I love that. I think I've seen it advertised, but man, I've been wanting something like that. I'll get it someday.
Let me see. What do you got, John?
What's that?
What do you got there?
This is the original 1978 Vader Interceptor.
Oh, sweet.
That is awesome. I love it.
Sweet.
And as you can tell, it is the real one because the canopy actually opens up and Vader can slip inside the canopy itself. So
that is so cool.
Nice.
I love it. Okay.
And that's just one of the
many wise to lower your defenses. All right, this is what I got.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Show me your artwork. I want to see it.
That's
cool.
That's Christopher Lee. I don't know if you can see him or not. That's a drawing I did. It's probably a little bright.
Awesome.
And of course, there's Scooby next to him. I did that. As you know, I don't know if you all know, but there was a TV show back in the 80s, I think, by the name of Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I remember
that. Vincent Price was in it. He was credited as Vincent Van Gogh, and I'm like, I started watching that, and I'm like, you know what? Since Christopher Lee was Dracula, I decided to draw him with Scooby because, why the heck not?
That's awesome. I like it. So here's what I have: the Star Wars Vintage Collection, Jawa.
Oh, awesome!
That's awesome.
I love it.
And I collect 3 3/4 action. I collect the 3 3/4 action figures from the new vintage line. I used to have the old collection, but he's got the Clone Wars.
Oh,
yes. Many people do not have
the orange.
It looks like
Nice.
It looks like one of those vehicles from episode 6 and episode 5.
It's the fighter that the clones used.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
My gosh, that is really cool. I like that.
Very cool.
Very awesome.
And I've got a clone trooper inside there.
Oh,
nice.
Sweet. That's nice. Love it.
And of course, for when they're taken off, into actual orbit, the wings go up, and when they go into fighter mode, the wings come down.
Nice, man. Yeah, I've got.
I'm a vehicle collector more than figures. I love the vehicles.
Yeah, my half my collection or my collections in storage right now, and I've got all the ships and play sets and everything.
Oh no! So you're gonna have to get it out and display it again.
Yeah, I want to get more space. Cool.
Oh, Anakin Starfighter! Oh my gosh,
Nice,
that's
awesome.
Wings flip out. Anakin's inside. I got Anakin and
No way. Obi-Wan Starfighter.
Nice, nice. You can see I'm wearing my Yoda shirt.
I love it. But I've got something here that's probably more rare than just about anybody's ever seen. Let's see if you recognize this.
Oh, Vulture
Droid. Yeah.
Vulture Droid. I think that's the
Tri-droid or something.
Yeah, the droid fighter.
Oh, okay. Droid fighter, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I love those things. They're awesome as hell.
So, everybody had something for show and tell. That's awesome. So we're all avid Star Wars fans and collectors. That's one thing we've all had in common.
It's what's brought us all together.
Yes. And so without further ado, I gotta go get Marv. So if you'll just sit tight, okay. I'll go get Marv. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Now see, Shaak.
Yes.
You see my Vader back here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got that on my cruise in Mexico.
Awesome.
They were selling these. They're Bandai.
Yeah.
And I got them for I think $15.
Oh. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I priced him when we got home. He was like $120, you know, here at home, and I got him for like $15 in Mexico. So
nice. That is a nice deal. Very nice.
But then when you look to the back here, you know, I've got all my Star Wars stuff, but as you see, I'm a huge Transformers fan. I've got Transformers everywhere.
Transformers are cool. I love Transformers. Especially Bumblebee. He's my favorite. Second is Optimus.
Talking Bumblebee, I've got the masterpiece Bumblebee right here.
Oh, the bug from the original. That's awesome.
This is the masterpiece. This thing is a work of art. I love my masterpiece.
The detail's wonderful. I love it.
How you doing, Shaak and John? This is Marv here from Home Alone.
Hi, Marv. How you doing?
And, hi. And Kathleen Kennedy can take her ugly, smelly keister off of my property before I have Lucasfilm fill her full of blaster bolts.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay, I'm going to air it out on your show because I got good news. Okay, there's all sorts of rumors flying in and out of Lucasfilm. But the biggest ones right now is that George Lucas had a meeting with both Bobs, Bob Iger and Chapman, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And George Lucas has basically taken over Lucasfilm now. Kathleen Kennedy is still there only by contract. They want her out more than you can ever imagine, but her contract.
They want her out. We want her out too.
Yeah. Well,
she's been crumping.
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah. But her contract costs so much to, if they just fired her, if they had to pay her what they would owe her, it costs too much to get rid of her.
She don't need money.
But apparently George Lucas is taking John Favreau and Dave Filoni under his wing and teaching them everything. And George Lucas hates the idea of anything involving this New Republic, whatever it is, the new books and the whole nine yards. And he's not endorsing it. And I don't know what this meant when I was told this, but I was told, be prepared for the real Luke Skywalker again. What that means, I don't know.
I think the real Luke Skywalker is gone.
Well, we know Mark Hamill will never play him again because Mark Hamill's just pissed.
Mark Hamill's a freaking never mind, I ain't gonna say it.
Well, I love him as Luke Skywalker, but he's really weird with his politics and how he thinks.
Yeah, he's let his hatred of Trump consume him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
I just commented on Stephanie's newest video talking about Hamill and talking about and I said that I literally have gotten to the point where I do not like Mark Hamill anymore at all. I mean, he's literally ruined the character. Luke Skywalker.
What is that? Hamill himself or something?
Yeah, he's always tweeting about Trump. I muted him, actually, to be honest. I didn't block him. I just muted him.
But Uncle Owen, I was going to the Tashi station to pick up some power converters.
I mean, I'll always love him for being Luke Skywalker, but he's, gifted me with the joy of being Luke Skywalker as that character. But him personally now, I'm like, dude, you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
He's let the dark side consume him, so to speak. The Emperor has turned into the dark side.
Yeah.
Don't give in to the hate, Luke.
Okay.
So the Star Wars news is Ezra Bridger from Rebels live action show. Do we want an Ezra Bridger live action show?
No, because I don't really like the character. I refuse to. I mean, I like how Vader and Emperor showed up, but it's just I don't really like the character Ezra. I don't know why. I just never got. He seems arrogant to me, and he seems like this Jedi who can just, get by easily, through training. And it's like, Anakin himself, he trained for over 10 years, tops.
Yeah.
To train to be a Jedi. He was the most powerful Jedi in the entire Jedi Council. And he, even he, trained for several years to become a Jedi man, well, a Jedi Knight. I mean, he didn't even get knighthood until he was probably 20.
Yeah, I liked the some of the characters. I like Sabine. I like Captain Rex. What's that? The Wookiee looking guys. What's his name? Zeb or something.
Okay.
And I like. So I like some of the characters, but as far as Ezra Bridger, I mean, is this like a Cassian Andor? Another. I mean,
yeah.
That?
I just don't like him. I mean, and the thing is, too, is there was a scene I seen of, and it was perfect because Ian McDiarmid, he actually reprised his role as the Emperor, and I was like, that's perfect. And he literally offered Ezra to, rescue his parents, and basically, I mean, I know the Emperor's evil and everything, but he did offer Ezra a chance to be with his parents again. I mean, that's the least he could do, and he just turns right back around. And I know it probably may have been a trap, but still, he could have, taken the offer, at least in my opinion.
Good.
Ian McDiarmid is really good.
We were talking about the Star Wars news, John. There's going to be an Ezra Bridger live action show from Rebels. What do you think about that?
I think he should have never been. In my opinion, I think the character of Ezra should have never been. Sabine should have never been. And I know a lot of people are going to grill me, but I don't think even Ahsoka should have ever been.
Same here. I don't like Ahsoka either.
How do you have a lightsaber blaster? I mean, it's like three devices in one, kind of like Dark Ray's tri-saber or whatever. She twists.
That thing was stupid. I have to tell you.
Army knife.
Yeah, it was dumb. I mean, I'm like, what the H is this?
Don't even get me started on there, because at the end of The Rise of Skywalker, where she takes both Leia's and Luke's and makes that new lightsaber.
Oh my god, that was stupid.
When she turns it on, you see both crystals cycle. You see the green and the blue cycle, and then she gets that yellow blade. And for those of us that are actual Star Wars fans, we know the significance of a yellow blade. It's for the guardians of the temple. They're the
She
only
ain't no
ones that-
damn guardian, that's for damn sure.
It was ridiculous. If I had actually watched that in the theater, I would have got up and walked out of the theater as soon as she farted.
Same here. I mean, the
know?
one thing that I did like about Rise of Skywalker was Palpatine's robe at the end, the black and the red. That was really cool, actually. I like the belt, but the thing is, I was telling my mom about this, and she's like, "Well, he said that he's every Sith, and basically he's stealing Vader's iconic." Chest panel that he wears on his chest.
Well, they really should have called that show "Rise of the Mary Sue."
Yeah. Exactly. Well, the people have been calling it Rise of Palpatine, but it really should be Rise of Mary Sue. Exactly.
I don't know which one I hated worse. I don't know if I hated, Rise of Skywalker more or The Last Jedi, because they were both just.
Yeah, I kind of hate both, to be honest.
Yeah, you have more politics in The Last Jedi, but Rise of Skywalker was just a shit show. I mean,
what I don't understand is with the prequels. The prequels had politics in them too, but they were made up. They were fictional politics, and they were complaining about the prequels. But yet you've got real politics in the sequel trilogy, and people are not even complaining about that. And it's like, why complain about the prequels? But yet, that has fictional, political, agenda basically, but yet you don't even acknowledge the political agenda in the sequel trilogy. That doesn't make sense.
You can have all the special effects you want, but it's not going to make a good story and good characters.
Yeah,
no, exactly.
I'll be the first one to admit I was not the biggest fan of the Phantom Menace till the last 20 minutes of the movie. The lightsaber duel between Darth Maul and Kenobi and
Qui-Gon.
Yeah, Qui-Gon. That was amazing.
I know the lightsaber duel in itself is just so fast paced, and it's a lot of acrobatics, more than what you see in the original trilogy.
Yeah, there was no form in the lightsaber battles in the sequel trilogy.
No, they were just
basically like a couple of kids.
Just like
swinging a saber back and forth.
It's like they were pulling the lightsaber like this and going like this, just waving it back and forth, basically,
And then you had
impressive,
the best lightsaber duel ever in Revenge of the Sith. That lightsaber duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Nothing. I don't
Compare.
care what anybody says. Nothing will ever top that lightsaber duel.
No,
that was epic.
Yes, fun fact about that lightsaber scene. That was the longest cinematic saber duel in the history of Star Wars.
Yeah. And see, I watched a documentary that George.
Can you guys give me a minute? I gotta go check dinner. I think my mom just said.
Yep. But I watched the documentary that George Lucas did on episodes 4 through 6, and then episodes 1 through 3, and he was talking about the use of lightsabers, and he was specifically talking about like Luke when he was using his lightsaber. He was untrained, and you saw him swinging wildly, with his lightsabers up until Return of the Jedi. He had been trained more, and you saw more of a form come to his lightsaber fighting in Return of the Jedi because he had finally become a Jedi. He had become disciplined. But then he goes on to episodes 1 through 3, and he's like, now you're getting to see fully trained Jedi, and you see that they're experts at using their lightsabers. So you're seeing much more form when they're using it. And it made so much sense for how George Lucas actually put people using lightsabers.
Exactly. And, small details like that, I mean, they took a character, a minor character, like that it says nothing to do with sabers, but the most subtle parts with a character can add to the character without having to over express the character. Like Boba Fett, he's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
But I mean, here you take a character and you just do subtle things. You just show them once in a while and maybe have them say 1 or 2 lines, and then they go viral, and you don't have to do that much with a good character. You just have to to show that character and get people excited about them,
Well,
So
look down there. Shaak has shape-shifting technology now.
yeah, she just transformed herself into a canine.
Yeah.
Woof, here, I have a treat.
But something that really pisses me off that Disney has done, I am all about the mythos of Star Wars and the religion of the Jedi and the Sith and how they operate, etc., etc., etc. And something I absolutely hate that Disney's done is how the Sith use their crystals now. They're saying they steal crystals from the Jedi and they break the will of the crystal and bleed it. That's not canon that we know. The canon you and I know is that Sith use synthetic crystals, and they've
Right.
done that to mock the Jedi.
Right. And, Captain, we're all out of dilithium crystals. You can't take much more of this. I mean, they made a whole big deal about these crystals, and I think like I said, subtleness. You can add things here and there, but you don't need to focus so much on one piece of a lightsaber. I think it was a marketing technique, because they're parking Disney, they're selling those crystals, so that's probably what that is. But we lost Shaak there for a minute. Hopefully she'll pop back in because I have some Star Wars trivia. But there's a little song I want to do. I do some karaoke on the channel.
Awesome.
And this has to do with what's going on in the world today. And I just got to pull it up. Give me a second here. Oh, now my phone's playing circus tricks. There we go. Just bear with me here. I'm trying to think of the name of this band. The song "Stop, Hey, What's That Sound?"
Everybody down.
Yeah, and that's what I think. You know, when I see what's going on in the world today, I think of that song. And there's a few other ones that come to mind. I was going to do "Coming to America" by Neil Diamond. You know, because we're all Americans. But this one, like I said, I do a little karaoke on my streams. So
I think that's Buffalo Spring.
there you go. Buffalo Springfield.
Yep.
So I'll put you right back in here in a second, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
A lot going on in the world today, folks. Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. You're cool, Shaak. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds. Getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. You better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. Stop now. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going. Stop, children. What's that sound? So that's a little tune there by Buffalo Springfield. Hope everybody enjoyed it. But yeah, so tough times we're going through these days, and hopefully, you know, when people march, you know, and there's a lot of people marching for all the right reasons, and hopefully the small piece of portion of that community doesn't cause others will stop the violence, and you know, because that's not putting your point across. So
I agree. I agree 100% with you. But I will say this much: if people are, you know, outside your place and threatening to put a Molotov cocktail through your window and destroy your business, I have no problems with the owner of that establishment using lethal force against people doing this.
well, we also, we have rights, to defend ourselves, and like that's in the Constitution, So Shaak is back.
Yeah, my laptop was unplugged.
Well, we saw that you had, transformed into a dog there for a while. So
So, anyways, Mom is back. So, and Shaak is back. We have John here. So, with the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. Woohoo!
Yeah.
We have some trivia, and I'm going to ask you some questions and see if you can answer them to the best of your ability.
all right.
Okay, cool. I love trivia.
All right. I'm actually done being Marv, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, my allergies are acting up today.
Oh, by the way, we were doing show and tell earlier, and this is a painting that I did for my 3-year anniversary of my channel. This is for Adam Shawhan and the
Such an
Wiener
awesome
Dog
piece.
Plan.
It is. It's such a beautiful piece.
Explosion of the Death Star. So yeah, he was my winner. I did a drawing.
Ow! I hit my toe. Ow!
Yeah, so we're gonna do some Star Wars trivia.
Alrighty.
Empire Strikes Back. It's the 40th anniversary. What year did Empire Strikes Back arrive in theaters?
1980.
Yep.
Shaak got one right. Bing, bing, bing.
That's an
Okay.
easy one.
Next one. What beast did Luke Skywalker battle on? I didn't even say
it. Ding, ding.
My lord, there are a variety of systems, the hidden base could be anywhere.
The rebels are here, or something like that.
That is the system. Okay, so we got one for Shaak, one for John. Okay. Who is Lando Calrissian's administrator on Cloud City?
Lobot.
Ooh, 2 for Shaak.
I knew that. But he beat me
All
to
right,
it.
this is a tough one. You got to get all 6 of these right. This is the last one.
All right.
Okay. Name the bounty hunters that met with Vader on his flagship.
Dengar, Forlom, Boba Fett, God, oh man, let's see, Dengar, Forlom,
TG-31 or what?
IG-88.
Yeah, IG-88. Yeah.
That's 4.
Oh my gosh, Bosk,
Yeah.
and then
That's 5.
oh my gosh, I don't remember the other one.
I see him right in front of my face, and I can't.
Hang on, guys. I just had a dog come in here. I'll be right back.
Let's see. Forlom.
Dengar, Boba Fett.
I can't remember.
Forlom, Boba Fett, Dengar, Bosk.
Sorry about that. It wasn't even my dog.
Stray, huh?
Yeah, something like
We got
that.
plenty of those here too, so don't feel bad.
I got him out of here, so we're good.
See, Dengar, Forlom,
I can't remember the last one.
Boba Fett.
There's only one that you're missing. Who's four LOM's partner?
I can't remember.
Me neither. I think I just knew the name and I don't remember now.
Zuckus.
Yeah, Zuckus. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the hardest one because you're not really he's not really recognizable.
Yeah,
The rest of them are.
4LOM, I think, is the droid. I always get them backwards.
Bug-like droid. Yeah, he's the bug-like alien, I think.
Yeah.
And then you have Dengar, IG-88, and then Boba Fett. Yeah.
Yeah, even good job. Shaak won that round, so congrats.
I'm actually surprised I remembered them all, except for Zuckus.
That's all right. And John did good too. But so let's see what else we got here. All right. We're gonna do a little Pecos Bill.
Pecos Bill?
Yep.
Phil.
Hang
What are
on.
you doing, Phil?
Actually, I'm gonna take. If you guys want to chat for a minute, I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
All right.
Okay. That's
Well,
fine.
I do have some good news besides just Star Wars.
Really?
I am a Hasbro guy. I've
Yeah.
been enlisted by Hasbro to promote Transformers. There is a Optimus Prime solo movie in development.
Oh, no way.
So that's definitely a big,
Yeah.
It looks like we are going to see the origin of Optimus Prime on film and the origin of the Matrix. So
Oh, cool.
there's talks of a Beast Wars movie, which I could care less about. I hate
Yeah.
Beast Wars. But I don't know. I think it's July. On Netflix, there's going to be a new Transformers series on Netflix
Oh,
about
sweet.
the war on Cybertron.
Oh, between the Decepticons and the Autobots. Oh,
Yes.
sweet. Sweet.
So there will be watchability there, and it's going to be in cartoon form instead of live action. So
Okay.
we'll be able to see our Transformers in like G1 appearance.
Oh,
So
sweet.
I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also rumors that we are going to get another Battlestar Galactica movie.
Oh, really?
As far as like Battlestar Galactica 1970s version, not the new sci-fi version, which that would just blow my mind. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But there's not much entertainment news going on right now with everything actually being shut down. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm scouring, day in and day out looking for stuff, and this is as much as I've been able to dig up.
You're right there, guys.
Not too much information.
No. At least not good news.
Yeah, I know. You hot girl, I know. It's hot in here.
Number one truck in America.
Hmm.
You picked a fine time to leave me home. Four lovely children and Padme, she sure glows. So this is Pecos Bill here. And hi, Shaak. Howdy, John.
Howdy,
Howdy.
partner.
So
I tip my hat to you if I had one. I don't have a hat.
that's all right. Hold on. How about How about a little, what's that?
Boot scootin' boogie.
Hold on, I got a good one. Who does it? Burn, 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 burning ring of fire.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, we got to do that one. Hold on. Bear with me, folks.
Natalie Portman.
Here we go. Bakersville Live Entertainment, folks.
Yay!
Be right with you.
Yeah.
Parents are quick to protect. Right. Just like Raid and
Oh, the burning thing, and it makes a fiery rain. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. Fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames went higher. Burn, burn, burn. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames went higher. And it burned, burned, burned. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet. When hearts like ours meet, I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames went high. Burn, burn, burn. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames went higher. Then burn, burn, burn. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. It burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Hope you enjoyed that, folks.
Raise your hand if you got a Darth Vader vibe from that. Because I did. Whoa, what is that? Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Wait, are we
Is that a Donald Trump mask? I think it
Bill
is.
Clinton or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome, man. Love it.
You're fired, you're fired, and you're fired.
And I have little hands because everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. We're going to go over here and we're going to go over there. And the military is just beautiful. Everything's beautiful.
Oh. Yeah. Nice, John.
We should take Isengard and move it someplace else.
All right.
That's something from a video I
This
got.
is Pecos Bill signing out. I'll bring James right back. Hold on.
All right. Maybe Trump should say we should take Washington D.C. and move it someplace else.
Nice.
Yeah, it's for
Well,
but
we have the next part of the show is something you might be familiar with that I invented back in the day, back in the Reviews for You days when I did a show. It's called Star Wars Story Time. And I don't know if you remember, John, but we had one of many of Star Wars Story Time.
We had so much fun.
I bet they were funny.
So I start off with the sentence of the story, and then we'll just go in rotation. I'll start, and then John, and then Shaak.
All right. Sounds good.
And then you continue the story with the sentence, and then it can just go any way. Just keep it clean. Okay, so in a cantina on Coruscant, Anakin and Obi-Wan are searching for Zam Wessel, the bounty hunter. A patron of the cantina approaches them and tries to sell them death sticks. Obi-Wan says, "You don't want to sell me death sticks. You want to," John.
Go stick your head in a hole.
Go stick your head in the hole. That's hilarious. I love it.
Where do they go from there?
And after he
Mhm.
says, you want to go stick your head in a hole, he turns around and looks at the camera and says, Shaak,
Gosh. Looks at the camera and says, I'm gonna go stick my head in a hole and rethink my life.
And then General Grievous pops up with his 4 lightsabers and starts swinging them. And Obi-Wan says, "So uncivilized," after he fires a blaster bolt upside his head.
well, after that, when the lesser known Jedi comes in and says, I can deal with Grievous, and Obi-Wan introduces him as Butticus. And Butticus' powers aren't dealing with lightsabers. We all know what Butticus does.
Is this Beavis and Butticus?
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I love it. Whoops. I'm just checking. I whacked it up against the table there. I'm like, whoopsie.
So, Shaak, what happens to the adventures of Butticus?
Butterkiss. Oh my gosh. I feel a fart joke coming on. So his name's Butticus, right? So Butticus lets out this huge fart. And it knocks out all the Magna Guards and all of Grievous's battle droids and Butticus then propels himself forward at General Grievous, and General Grievous cuts him in half.
And then Hank Hill shows up and he says, "Well, we could bottle that stuff up and use it for propane and propane."
Oh my god.
Now, Bobby. guys. It's been a great show, and I really enjoyed having you on, John, as our special guest. We'll have to do it again soon, buddy.
Yeah.
And all I can wish for is peace, peace out there in the world, and that everybody can respect one another, and that's important. But we had a great show, and thanks everybody for stopping in.
You're welcome.
And have a good night.
See you guys soon.
Stay safe. That's the most